In the beginning of the drama, we meet an overweight girl. Because of her weight, she has been mistreated and beaten since childhood. Even her friends bullied her a lot. To protect herself, she starts lying, saying she has a disease because of which her weight keeps increasing and that she has no control over it. From then on, people sympathize with her and she continues living with this lie. But one day, the truth comes out, and everyone insults her. She is deeply hurt. This is our female lead, May. She loves reading a black and white comic with wonderful characters. May grew up reading it and has always thanked the author, Black, for bringing so many changes into her life. As an adult, May joins Incheon Medical University. There, she sees a girl being bullied. May goes to her, pretends to be her old friend, and saves her. This girl's name is Hwa. And by coincidence, she turns out to be May's roommate. Hwa happily gives May a chocolate, which makes May emotional because she has never had a friend before, nor has anyone ever given her chocolate. Because of her weight, she was always mocked. Suddenly, Hwa notices Black's book with May and says there are rumors that Black studies at the same university under a fake name, and no one knows his real identity. May says that if it's true, she will try her best to find him. At Ishan Che Publishing House, the manager, who is a fan, yells at Black, our male lead, asking why there are so many negative comments on his page and why he stopped writing comics. Black's real name is Lin, and he is a student at the same university. The manager warns him that if he doesn't release a new book soon, they will use AI instead. Lin feels disgusted, thinking they are comparing him to an emotionless machine, and walks out. Outside, Lin meets May, who claims she is Black's assistant and asks where she can meet the chief editor. Lin immediately realizes she is lying and silently walks away. May is about to ask the staff when a staff member named Zeo insists on meeting Black and goes inside. May secretly watches him talking to the manager. Zeo is also wearing an owl mask, and May assumes he is Black. At the beach, May sees Lin again and asks why he looks sad, assuming he also wanted to meet Black, but wasn't allowed. She thinks he writes as well and encourages him, saying his stories will be popular someday. She gives Black's example, saying it took him 41 stories to become successful, and again claims she is Black's assistant. Lin calls her a fraud. Angry, May leaves, while Lin sketches her and writes liar on the drawing. In the dormitory, May's third roommate, Jia, is talking to Zeo on the phone. May says Zeo is her favorite writer and she is a huge fan. Jia tells her that Zeo is actually the vice president of the student council. May becomes extremely happy hearing this. During a campus festival for freshmen, May and Hwa look for the comic book club. A staff member tells them that the club is about to be shut down. At the club, May sees the same boy who bullied her in childhood. He is now the head of the boxing club, named Fong, and he wants to take control of the comic club. Zeo tells him he needs permission from the youth union office. A comic club member, Han, steps forward and says that Lin is about to receive sponsorship, so the club will not be shut down. Fong mocks them, saying that no one reads such useless comics and questioning which company would invest money in them. At that moment, Lin stands up and starts fighting with Fong. A huge fight breaks out between the two groups. May enters, picks up Lin's drawing, and stops everyone. She says she won't let the comic club shut down, claiming to be Black's assistant, and promises that Black will help the club. Fong and his minions quietly leave. In the first class, teacher brings Lin and assigns him as teaching assistant to teach children about psychology and Chinese medicine. May is using her phone in class, so when Lin sees her, he asks May to stand up while he looks at photos on her phone and asks her what she sees in the picture. May tells the person's face is red, their diet is poor from overwork, and though they appear strong on the outside, they are weak inside. She suggests a balanced diet and proper rest. Lin is deeply impressed. May says that she has been interested in medicine since childhood and has studied traditional medicine from a young age. Someone makes her video giving the answer in the class and uploads it, which becomes very popular on the school forum. After class, May goes to the psychology room to meet Black, meaning Zeo, but instead she meets Lin. He tells her Zeo is not there. May notices the sky, saying it looks like the skies in Black's comic. Lin then invites her to go somewhere with him. Remembering that she keeps lying about being Black's assistant, he decides to test her with a lie detector. He makes her lie down on the machine and asks her questions. He begins with personal ones, saying she has lied many times and asking when she first started lying. May's heart races. He then asks when she stopped lying. May says that after reading Black's comics, she feels positive energy. party. Lin tells her black is no longer popular and was famous only years ago. May replies that ups and downs are natural and that black will make a comeback. She insists she supports him and that he is her favorite. Lin later meets his manager, who asks him to join an international comic exhibition under his real identity. Back at the club, he finds only 4 members left, and because of this, they also include May as Black's assistant. Lin is surprised, but says nothing. Han explains the club's history. When Lin joined, Black's comics began including medical concepts, which made everyone believe that Black was a student at the university. This attracted more members. But over the past year, Black hasn't released any updates, and members started leaving. To run the club, at least 10 members are needed. May stands up and promises to bring 10 members and come up with new ideas. Hearing this, tears fill the remaining members' eyes. May meets Zeo and asks if he would be upset to know she's pretending to be Black's assistant. Zeo says he wouldn't mind, adding that sometimes lying is acceptable if it solves problems. May returns to the club and shares her plan, an exchange party to explain the club's benefits and attract members. Han initially refuses, but when he learns Hua will attend, he agrees. Lin still resists, but the members shake his chair until he finally joins. At the beach exchange party, all club members are enjoying themselves. Everyone is wearing a wristband that blinks with light while measuring heart rate. As darkness falls, Han looks at Hua, and his band starts blinking rapidly, showing that he is secretly attracted to her. He often tries to talk to her. Meanwhile, Zeo asks Lin if he's found a research project. May then arrives, looking stunning, leaving both boys completely stunned. Later, everyone watches a drama organized by the drama club. Jia, May Sr. plays a girl betrayed in love, but her eyes keep drifting toward Lin. However, Lin is only looking at May. Jia does not like this at all. After the act, Zeo organizes a show called The Vibration Signal, where everyone has to perform something in the evening to attract people and answer questions. May announces she is Black's assistant and promises club benefits to new members. She then sits beside Zeo and asks him if he has ever been in love, if his heart races when he sees someone. Hearing this, Zeo's band starts blinking rapidly, and in an attempt to hide it, he makes an excuse to go to the washroom and runs away. It seems that Zeo has started liking May. Jia tries to talk to Lin, but he ignores her, focused on May. Jia and May used to study in the same third-year psychology class. A boy asks May for her phone number. Seeing this, Lin steps in and drives the boy away. May then asks Lin what happened and whether he has ever fallen in love. She asks if he shares his interests with someone, like how she loves reading comics and especially loves Black. At that moment, Lin's band also starts blinking with light. Nearby, Han's band is blinking rapidly as well because he is feeling shy while looking at Hua. Embarrassed, he angrily dips his band into a glass of orange juice. The next activity is the partner game, where couples have to raise one leg while tied together. Han is paired with Hua, Lin grabs May's hand, and Jia pairs with Zeo. After everyone's legs are tied, Lin asks May if she knows how to run. May replies that she does. Once she ran 6 kilometers just to get Black's autograph. The whistle blows, everyone starts running, and May suddenly falls hard. When she opens her eyes, she finds herself in the hospital with bandages on her hands. Her arm is broken. She starts shouting for help. Lin pulls back the curtain and asks why she's screaming, saying she's caused enough trouble. It turns out his leg is broken too. May apologizes and promises to make it up by buying him good food. The next day, May is crying over her dress, while Lin, with his injured leg, cannot even walk properly. May helps him, supporting him and holding her head. He goes to the washroom. Just then, Lin receives a call from his mother, who apologizes for being busy with work. May brings him back to the room and does all his chores. When she asks him to help with her work, he refuses and instead stuffs banana into her mouth. Meanwhile, Zeo is scolded by authorities for the unsafe party. They say such events don't help gain members and that they can no longer trust him, even threatening to remove him as vice president. At the hospital, May wants oranges. She asks Lin to peel them for her, but he refuses and orders her pig soup instead. While waiting for the food, May keeps complaining and bothering him. When the food arrives, Lin starts eating alone. May asks him to feed her too, and he does. She says she won't eat much or she will gain weight. Lin replies that there is nothing wrong with that. Being healthy is a good thing. Hearing this makes May feel really happy. Later, Jia brings food for Lin, but he has already eaten, so she feeds May. May praises Jia and jokes that whoever marries her will be lucky, looking at Lin. Then May pretends to fall asleep so Lin and Jia can have some time alone. Jia gives Lin notes for the next day. After some time, May opens her eyes and sees him sitting seriously. Her heart races as she notices how handsome he is. Later, Han arrives and says the student association has rejected the applications of members recruited from the party. Without members or funding, the club will shut down. Zeo, the vice president, who's standing outside, hears this and quietly walks away, feeling guilty. May is saddened by the thought of the club closing. She remembers Black's word that those who work hard never lose and that one must keep fighting. With this thought, she motivates everyone. She promises that next time they will work harder and will not let the club close. That night, Black, meaning Lin, comes to the club straight from the hospital and draws something on the board. The next morning, the internet buzzes with news that Black is returning. Lin returns to the hospital where May is still asleep. He tries to wake her by making noise, but she doesn't respond. When he tells her that Black updated his status, she jumps out of bed, excited to see that season 3 is coming, and starts happily jumping on the bed. All the club members see Black's drawing. May already knows he made it. After the comeback news, many girls join the club. May tells Lin that they should thank Black, and he jokingly replies that he made her hairstyle, yet she never thanked him. Fong arrives again, looking for another fight. Since the club still lacks 10 members, he wants to vacate the room and turn it into a boxing hall. May tells him to leave, but Fong becomes rude, forcing Lin to step in. Just then, Han arrives with the 10th member, Hua, and announces that they now have 10 members. Fong is forced to leave, and everyone is happy. Lin scolds the manager for updating his social media without permission. May brings Zeo to dinner, still thinking he is Black, and thanks him for saving the club. Zeo insists he is not Black, but May assumes he is hiding his identity. He tries to feed her, but Lin suddenly appears and takes a bite, saying his leg hurts and he could not get food himself, before heading back to the hospital. The doctor confirms Lin's leg is fully healed and the bandages can be removed, but Lin asks to keep them on a few more days to stay close to May. May is happy to have her hand bandages removed, but becomes sad seeing Lin still injured. Lin blames her, saying his leg broke because of her, and she must take care of him until he fully recovers. Lin takes May to the library and asks her to bring books. Jia arrives and, seeing them together, sits alone nearby. May asks Jia to watch over Lin while she finishes some work. Lin asks May where she's going since she has no class, and May says she needs to self-study. Lin receives a call and leaves as well. Jia recalls an incident from 2 years ago. While climbing a ladder in the library to get books, some boys secretly recorded her. Lin arrived just in time, dealt with the boys, saved her, and even gave her his jacket. From that moment, Jia fell in love with Lin, and her feelings have only grown. Teacher homeroom later asks Lin and Zeo if they have decided on a research topic. Zeo says they need more time. The teacher tells them to hurry and submit their thesis soon. That night, May visits Lin in the boys' dorm and gives him Chinese medicine to help his leg heal faster. Lin later checks Black's account, sees May's messages, thanks her, and takes an online love psychology test, hinting that he might be falling in love. The next morning, May brings medicine again but sees Lin walking normally. Realizing he was pretending, she scolds him. Zeo arrives, wanting to take May for a test, but Lin stops him, claiming May is his servant taking care of him. Zeo challenges Lin to a tennis match. The winner gets May to work for them that day. May tries to intervene, but Lin accepts. The match begins, and everyone comes to watch. At first, things go well, but Lin loses a point and falls. May scolds him, saying she had warned him. She takes him aside, gives his leg a massage, and they sit at a cafe. After some time, Zeo arrives. Lin quietly leaves. Zeo then takes May for the experiment, asking about her hobbies and love experiences. Lin, restless, goes to the library, sketches May, and suddenly gets an idea. He draws a comic illustration, takes a photo, and shares it with his fan. May is with Zeo, notices the notification and sees that Black has a mole on his right hand, while Zeo is left-handed with no mole. She begins to realize the truth. Zeo then takes May for the psychology test, and she sees there are many students participating. During the test, May recalls her past, being bullied for her weight, lying, and how one lie led to another. She starts feeling dizzy. Lin takes her away and tells her that if such tests make her feel unwell, she should clearly refuse. However, May starts defending Zeo, which Lin dislikes, so he quietly walks away. May later tells everything to Hua. Hua asks if she likes Lin because he has clearly fallen in love with her. May cannot believe it. Han also tells Lin that he might be in love with May. Lin denies it, saying May is just our test subject, but Han is confident and tells him to confess to her. Lin messages the manager that he will participate in the comic exhibition and tells all club members that winning will solve their funding problems because the prize money is huge. Han suggests cosplay, but Lin says it is outdated and asks for a new idea. A member named Dua proposes that May ask Black to come personally. Lin refuses, saying Black is too busy. Hua suggests displaying a sketch by Black to attract attention, and May agrees to get it. Thinking it's easy, May goes to meet Zao and asks him if he can give her 2 of his sketches. She promises not to reveal his upcoming project. Zao feels confused and wants to tell her the truth, that he is not Black, but since he likes her, he hides the truth and agrees to give her 2 sketches. Zao goes home and asks his sister, who is also the manager, for help. She teases him, saying he's trying to impress a girl. When the editor's assistant brings rejected documents to destroy, Zao secretly keeps them, and they also contain some of Black's scripts from his upcoming project. May is getting ready to go to amusement park because Zao has given her 2 tickets and asked her out on a date. At that time, Han calls Hua outside the dorm with snacks and asks what she's doing. Hua tells him she was helping May pick an outfit for the date. Han feels uneasy and immediately runs to inform Lin. May arrives dressed up at the park. Zao joins her, and they play games and try to win prizes, but fail. Suddenly, Zao receives a call and has to leave due to urgent work. May stays behind and continues enjoying alone. Just then, Lin arrives and May is shocked to see him. We see a flashback to the previous night, where Han rushed to tell Lin that May and Zao were going on a date. That's why Lin came early in the morning to keep an eye on them. He won soft toys for May, things Zao could not win. May later wins a huge teddy bear in a shooting game and gives it to Lin, asking him to give it to Zao. Lin gets annoyed, but then gives May an owl doll, the main character from Black's story. They spend the day together, having fun, until nightfall. May notices a mole on Lin's right hand and says that Black has one in the same spot. Lin casually says it's common. As it gets dark, Lin leaves. Outside the dorm, Zao is waiting for May. He apologizes for ruining the date and asks if they can go on another date. Before May can answer, Hua calls her urgently, saying the dorm gates are about to close. May runs away without replying. Meanwhile, Lin has taken many photos of May that day and saves them all. The next morning, Hua wakes May because she has become famous overnight. Someone recorded videos of May on a date with Lin and also captured romantic moments with Vice President Zao outside the dorm. People start assuming bad things about her. Online, people post hateful comments questioning her character, accusing her of dating 2 guys at the same time, and calling her shameless. Polls even appear asking, who does May belong to, Zao or Lin? Embarrassed and ashamed, May starts hiding and avoiding Lin, refusing to meet him. She then runs into Zao, who asks why she is acting strangely. May says nothing and tells him to stay off the internet. Zao checks anyway, and his world shatters when he sees that after he left, May was having fun with Lin. He feels deeply hurt. The news even reaches Lin. Hua explains that both Zao and Lin are popular, and now everyone thinks May is dating both. Since outsiders now know about it, May will no longer be left in peace. Lin becomes very worried about May, messages her, but May does not reply because she is secretly studying in the library, hiding from everyone. Lin messages May, saying he will give her Black's sketch and asks her to come. Tempted, May goes and feels happy. Lin asks about the social media rumors. May says she doesn't understand why people are thinking such things. She insists she has done nothing wrong, they are just friends. She says people are saying terrible things about her that she will never forget. As they try to leave, the door locks and their phones are left outside, keeping them inside together. Lin brings a blanket for May, asks her to sleep, and starts working. Watching him work, May slowly goes to sleep nearby. The next morning, the maid wakes them, and both feel embarrassed. They receive a college penalty for staying out all night. Lin goes to drop May at the dorm so they can explain everything to the teacher. Meanwhile, someone photographs them, writing Lin came to drop May to the dorm at 6 in the morning. The image goes viral, claiming they spent the night together. Rumors spread fast. People say Lin is out of the game for sleeping with May. May feels disgusted. Girls gossip that she seduces top boys, and she faces bullying, just like her childhood. In the washroom, Jia comes and scolds the girls, saying you took the photos and made them viral, to which the girls reply, so what? If they're dating, What's wrong with us just taking photos? May, who's in the washroom stall, suddenly remembers Lin's word that people will always talk and we shouldn't be afraid. So she boldly comes out of the washroom and says, "You clicked the photo in low quality. Next time, click properly," as she walks past them. Jia and Hua stay with her and say that CCTV will be checked soon and the truth will come out. May goes to the club and there Lin is sleeping. May blocks the sunlight from his eyes. Lin wakes up and asks her if she will become the club's vice president. May accepts and agrees to give ideas for the upcoming exhibition. During the meeting, Lin praises May as the biggest comic lover and appoints her vice chairman assistant. Everyone welcomes. So they need to do something that benefits and excites the audience. Everyone gives their ideas. May suggests displaying Black's paintings as a single collage, confident it will attract votes since Black is very popular. The exhibition day arrives. May looks beautiful and Lin compliments her. Suddenly, she spots her childhood bully, Chin. He doesn't recognize her, but she starts trembling and runs away. Lin asks what happened, but May leaves, haunted by memories of how Chin had beaten her and even cut her hair, leaving deep trauma. As she tries to escape, May bumps into Chin again, and Zhao intervenes, taking her away. Chin feels she looks familiar but doesn't act. Everyone returns to their stalls. Zhao sees Black's picture displayed there. The script he had stolen from the manager's sister now seems useless, so he throws it into the bin. Some people see this. May starts trembling in fear. When Jia asks what happened, May says she's hungry, so Jia takes her to eat. By chance, Chin is sitting at the same place. He comes to them with May's childhood photo and says, "She's my childhood friend. She looks just like her." Jia says, No, you're mistaken. It's someone else." Chin quietly leaves. After some time, Jia returns to the shop. Lin asks where May is. May is calming herself by looking at Black's comic pictures. Lin calls her outside and gently asks her to tell him the truth about what happened. He says that lying is like a disease and honesty matters. He draws a doll and places it on her head. May is amazed, saying, "Your drawing skills are exactly like Black." The day after the exhibition, May becomes cheerful again and comes dressed as a cosplay girl. Outside, there is a lot of noise because students from another university are very happy. They received more votes since someone had distributed Black's drawings and notes about his upcoming project among people. Lin is shocked, wondering how those drawings were leaked. Maybe they were made using AI. Zhao confronts Chin and asks, "I had thrown some drawings in the dustbin. Did you take them out?" Chin can't believe that Black would throw away such valuable drawings and leave. May hears everything. Zhao admits, "Yes, I brought them. They were made using AI." May rushes into the stall and says, "We have to stop that painting from going outside," and starts searching for Lin. There she meets Zhao. May is sad because she now knows that he is not Black, but she still respects him because he had told her the truth in the beginning. Suddenly, a commotion arises as a mystery guest arrives for an interview. Everyone rushes over, and the guest turns out to be Black himself. He announces, "The file drawings you received are fake, made with AI. They are not original and hold no value. All my art comes from real experiences and emotion." May goes wild with happiness. Black notices her excitement and calls her over, realizing she is a super fan. She hugs him, treasuring the moment deeply. Overjoyed, May confesses her love to Black and runs away happily. But Chin catches her and starts beating her, just like he did in childhood. Bullies never change. Just then, Black arrives, beats Chin, and takes May away like a hero, telling her to be brave and not cry. May tells Black, "Once, I ran 6 kilometers just to get your autograph, but by the time I reached, it was over. Then an owl came to me, signed my photo, and that was you." Black removes his gloves again and starts signing again. May sees his hand, notices the mole, and says, "Hey, Lin's hand looks exactly the same." Black then runs away. May is extremely happy, meeting her hero, and shares her joy with everyone. Later, May decorates the wall with everyone's photos and excitedly tells Lin about her day, asking where he was. Lin ignores her, but May keeps jumping with happiness. She says, "Why are you sad? Because you were busy and couldn't meet Black? It's okay. Look, Black gave me this invitation card." Lin becomes shy. May touches his cheek and teases, "Do you have a fever?" Meanwhile, Jia accidentally sees May's school photo. She remembers that this is the same chubby girl whose photo Chen had brought that day, saying she was his school friend, meaning he was telling the truth. Hua arrives and excitedly tells everyone that May hugged Black, but Jia's attention stays on the photo. She calls May to meet her and says, "Why are you friends with a filthy boy like Chen? He's a horrible person. You should stay away from him." May tells her, "When I was little, Chen once stopped me on the way to school and started asking for money. Out of fear, I lied and said I was my homeroom classroom teacher's daughter. Chin left me alone that day, but when he found out I had lied, he started beating me every day. After that, he made my life hell, but now I'm fine. I have such good friends and all of you help me. At the exhibition's third part, everything is going very well. Jia is also present today and reveals that a disgusting man tried to install a camera in the girls' washroom, but she escaped in time. Lin and Mei check the security footage and see a man entering early in the morning, though his face isn't clear. Lin says, "Don't worry. If he came to install it, he'll return to remove it. We'll wait." They wait all day. At night, the man returns. It turns out to be Chin. The girls record a video of him, and he starts attacking them. Others arrive to help. Han even grabs him. Chin tries to run away, but he is caught. Jia hands him over to the police. After that, everyone takes the last bus back to the dorm. On the bus, Lin keeps looking at Mei, and Mei secretly looks at Lin as well. Mei comes back to the dorm and falls asleep. She has a dream where she removes Black's mask, and Lin is revealed underneath. Lin teases, "Mei, you dream about me? Have you fallen in love with me?" Mei quickly puts the mask back on. The next day, Mei is applying bandages to Lin's injury and says, "I've found really good friends here, and whether Black studies at this university or not doesn't matter. I'll stay here and help the club move forward." Lin says, "No, you should go and find Black," but she refuses. Everyone gathers at the club as Lin announces they've won first prize for creative idea. The prize money is small but enough to manage. Ji, an old club member and a very cool girl, enter. Han introduces her. She was close to Lin before going abroad as an exchange student. Seeing her brings back memories for Zhao. Lin brings Mei as his subject again. She asks, "Why don't you choose another student?" Lin replies, "Because you fulfill all the criteria." Mei becomes very happy. She's very childlike and cheerful. Lin gives her a mirror and says, "Look at yourself and say what you think about yourself." Mei says, "I'm brave. I'm not afraid of anyone. I have really good friends." At that moment, Lin falls on her, and Ji sees everything. Both get embarrassed and run away. Later, Lin keeps thinking only about Mei. Ji stays at the club and tries to get close to Lin, almost seducing him. Mei feels extremely jealous. Ji and Lin ask Mei to bring snacks, and angrily, she goes out to buy them. Ji then asks Lin, "When will you tell everyone the truth?" She has seen Lin changing costumes during the exhibition and knows he is Black. She asks why he made Mei the vice president. Lin replies, "Because she deserves it. She's capable." Mei returns with snacks and says, "Eat, everyone." Ji comments, "Lin doesn't like these things." Mei feels jealous and angrily sits down. Later, both girls take Zhao to eat with them. Zhao tries to avoid Ji, but they drag him to a restaurant. Both girls know the boy's likes and dislikes. She starts talking about the past, making Zhao leave. She follows him and asks, "Zhao, do you think I still like you?" Zhao replies, "No, but you'll always have a special place in my heart." She says, "You rejected me badly 2 years ago. It hurt." Zhao apologizes. The next day, the club has a team bonding session. They travel by bus to an abandoned villa for a game. The villa looks scary and creepy. A servant tells them it belonged to the Jia family and is haunted. He warns them not to feel uncomfortable or the spirits won't like it. Han asks, "Then how are you still alive?" The servant explains 3 Jia family members committed suicide, and the students must find the reason behind their death. Their phones are taken away, leaving them inside the villa. 3 teams are formed, and everyone goes in different directions to find clues about why the 3 Jia family members died. In one room, Lin sees words written, "Mom, do you love me?" Han is very scared, while Hua laughs at him. They find a box and bring all items to one room. The letters and proof suggest the family seemed normal. The mother was kind. There was no affair, so why did they die? Something is missing. Hua notices a wooden cabinet in the living room. When they open it, a boy with black eyes is sitting inside. Everyone panics and runs away. The lights flicker. Han tries to prove to Hua he's brave. Mei hides with Lin inside a cupboard. Outside, the black-eyed boy screams, asking for a place to hide. Mei covers her ears in fear. Suddenly, the cupboard starts shaking, forcing Mei very close to Lin. When they step out, they discover a secret room belonging to the Jia family's son. He had drawn many pictures and celebrated his birthday alone, with no wishes from his parent. This reminds Lin of his own lonely childhood. The teams regroup, and Lin narrates the full story. The boy loved painting. Though the family looked wealthy and happy from the outside, they were actually drowning in debt. The parents borrowed money everywhere to repay loans. Because of this stress, they kept forgetting their son's birthday, always saying they'd celebrate properly next time. But every time, they forgot again. Depressed, the boy ended his life. The father, broken by grief, became an alcoholic and later also died. Seeing all this, the mother lost her sanity and passed away as well. Once the puzzle is solved, the door opens and everyone goes outside. The servant returns their phones. Lin noticed a scar on the servant's hand, the same as the Jia family's son, and said, "This is the Jia family's son." The servant yells, threatening to lock them inside, and everyone rushes back onto the bus. Lin and Mei grow much closer, which Jia doesn't like. She is also getting closer to Zhao, and Han is taking photos with Hua. Back at the dorm, Han tells Lin, "I'm going to propose to Hua, but I don't know how. You should propose to Mei soon." That night, Lin texts Mei asking her to go watch a movie. He freezes when Mei messages Black's account, saying, "I like a guy, but I don't know if he likes me back. He's always quiet and has a sad past. Can he come close to me, or will we always remain just good friends?" Lin's phone slips and he accidentally types okay. He then replies, "You should confess. Whether he loves you or not, you'll only know after that." Then Lin messages Mei from his own account asking her on a movie date. Mei happily thanks Black, saying, "You always help me." The next morning, Mei tells Jia everything. Jia feels sad inside, but eyes, "Your decision is good. Tell Lin everything, including your past." Mei goes to the club and sees Lin scolding members because they lied and failed to complete a file, which she had to finish. Scared, Mei quietly sits down, opens a book 3 times for guidance. Each time, the same words appear, "Slow down," and she thinks to herself, "There's no rush. I'll tell him slowly." She then sees Hua and Han sitting together romantically, about to confess their love. Hua takes Han aside and shares her secret. She says, "I really like reading BL comics written by men, but I'm afraid people will mock me." Han promises to keep it a secret and confesses, "I like you for loving traditional Chinese culture, wearing costumes, and being brave." Hua happily accepts him, and they hold hands, officially starting their relationship. Watching this, Mei falls into depression and wonders, "If I tell Lin the truth about myself, will he accept me?" She returns to the club. Lin, thoughtful as always, has arranged a hot bag for her so she feels comfortable during her period. When leaving the club, Han and Hua are standing very close. Lin and Mei notice, but Lin quickly covers Mei's eye, keeping her from seeing. Lin whispers, "Time is passing so quickly." Mei smiles and replies, "Yes, this winter, there might not even be snowfall, I heard, but I really like it." The next day at school, Zhao's campaign poster appears on the notice board, asking students to vote for him for president. Zhao tears it down and runs to Ji, scolding, "You didn't need to do all this." Ji says nothing and angrily leaves. Mei comes to Zhao and explains, "It wasn't Ji. It was the boxing club leader. We saw him last night putting up the funny poster. You made Ji angry, so maybe you should calm her down." During the conversation, Mei forgets that Lin is waiting for her for their movie date. She runs over, recording him playfully. Lin comes running, grabs her hand, and they cross the road to watch the movie. However, during the film, their attention keeps going to the couple sitting in front of them, acting intimately. Mei gently places her hand on Lin's shoulder and tries to focus on the screen. Afterward, Lin takes her to a place full of snow as a surprise, since Mei had mentioned that she loved snowfall. He gives her a snowman fake so it won't melt and confesses his love. Mei reciprocates and suddenly real snow begins to fall. It wasn't arranged by Lin. He wraps a scarf around her, kisses her, and teases, "Your lipstick tastes like orange juice." They spend the whole day together, roaming the market and talking sweetly like any couple. Mei still considers Lin second to Black, as Black has been her true reason for surviving until now. But when Lin hugs her, it feels exactly like Black's hug. She realizes the truth, that Lin is Black, and Lin admits it as well. Overjoyed, Mei jumps with happiness. They spend the night listening to songs together. Now fully aware that Lin is Black, Mei accompanies him to his large house. She has never seen anything like it and excitedly clicks photos. Lin then brings her to Black's room. Seeing all the items, Mei asks, thrilled, "Why do you always choose black and white?" Lin replies, "I have no interest in color. It was my weakness, which I turned into my strength, and I started creating black and white comic." Mei then begins telling Lin the story of Black's all-squirrel series. Lin steps closer and asks, "Shall we kiss again?" Mei blushes and says, "Go away. Go shower first." Lin teases, "Let's shower together." Mei becomes shy. He laughs, "Why are you shy? This house has many bathrooms. I meant separate ones." They both shower and return to Lin's room. Lin tells Mei to sleep on the bed, and he goes to sleep on the floor. Mei asks, "Why don't you reveal your identity?" Lin replies, "I'm introverted, and I signed an agreement with the publisher. I can't reveal it." Mei says, "Okay, I won't tell anyone either, nor about our love." Lin smiles. "No, love is not something to hide. You can tell everyone. May replies, no, this is my first love. I want to keep it private. Lin agrees. May then asks seductively, do you want to sleep on the bed with me? Lin agrees, and they sleep together. May asks, why did you choose only Owl and Squirrel as characters? Lin explains, when I was little, I had a squirrel who couldn't go to her treehouse because she was too chubby and cute. One day she disappeared, and I later found Owl's feathers there. That's why I chose them for my story. May comforts him. No matter how busy your family is, they love you. Don't be sad. Lin feels comforted finally. Someone truly cares for him. The next morning, Lin wakes up and looks at May. From downstairs, his mother's voice calls out, saying she has made noodles and telling him to eat before she returns to the hospital. We learn that his mother is a doctor. She warns him not to bring anyone home and to keep it a secret from his father. Lin realizes that his mother has noticed he brought a girl home. Lin calls May, and they eat noodles together. May praises Lin's cooking, unaware that his mother had been there. Later at school, Lin notices May staring at the boxing club boys and asks, why are you looking at them? May replies, my boyfriend is handsome, but I was just concerned about G. She's angry at Zao, and he isn't even trying to calm her down. Are all boys so heartless? Lin says, no, I'm not heartless. I can follow you from your dorm to class, class to cafe, and cafe to home. Later, they eat together. Han and Hua are holding hands while reading a comic. Han then asks May and Lin, where were you last night? Both of you disappeared. Hua whispers, maybe they're dating. On the way back, May tells Lin, forgive me. I'm not making our relationship public. Lin replies, it's fine. I'm happy as it is. May returns to the dorm. There, Jia confronts her, saying she still hasn't revealed her past, but this turns out to be only May's imagination. The next day, Han and Hua act romantically on a call. Lin notices how lucky Han is to be in an open relationship, while May isn't even replying to his messages. Later, May joins them for lunch, eats quickly, and goes straight to Zao with a USB containing dark secrets of the student union president. Zao thanks her, and May says, don't thank me. Thank Ji. She wants you to win the election. Zao messages Ji with apologies and thanks and invites her for an audition. Meanwhile, May waits outside Lin's lab. When Lin comes out to meet her, she keeps pushing people away and apologizing whenever someone approaches. Lin takes her into a private room to kiss her, but May is still messaging. Annoyed, Lin asks, who are you messaging? She replies, Ji, just girl stuff. Lin holds her hand, kisses her, and says, I am more important than G. What I'm about to do is more important than your messages. They kiss passionately. Soon, Zao and G's problems are resolved. The election results are announced, and fortunately, Zao wins as a fair candidate. May is extremely happy, but Lin begins to feel jealous. They go out to celebrate the victory and play games. Lin's name is called, and he is asked to perform something special. Lin goes on stage and officially introduces May as his girlfriend. Everyone is happy, they already knew, but now it's official. The only one upset is Jia. Alone, Jia says to May, you're so lucky. Look at me, I had everything I wanted, but I didn't get my love, and now he's even farther away. Soon, everyone gathers at Osman Park. Hua and Han are happily together. Lin and May hold hands tightly. Zao watches them and gives his blessings, while Ji quietly observes Zao. Lin invites everyone to his house because the dorm is closed and everyone is drunk. Zao and Ji talk privately. Zao is the kind of person who only thinks about others' happiness, which she doesn't like. She wants him to consider his own feelings as well. She pulls him close, kisses him, and runs away. Meanwhile, everyone is at Lin's house, drunk and amazed by how big and beautiful it is. Lin takes May to his room and doesn't want to let her go. He scolds her, you're a cheater. You text Zao using Ji's name and go to meet him. I saw it. It hurt me. May apologizes profusely, but whether the apology truly works remains uncertain. The next morning, Lin's parents arrive home. They are shocked to see drunk people sleeping everywhere. Everyone is woken up. May, still drunk, says, I won't meet them like this. What impression will they get? Lin holds her hand and introduces her to his parents as his girlfriend. His father, short-tempered, gets angry. His mother politely says it's nice meeting everyone and invites them to dinner. She stops May briefly to talk and gives her advice. Lin's father then scolds him, saying, study, follow the right path, be rich. Why do you hang around drunk people? I'll give you everything you need, but leave them or you'll insult both of us. Later, Lin's mother explains that his father will be abroad for work on a new medicine and won't return until New Year. She is gentler with May and explains family matters, including his father's plans to send Lin abroad. Lin and May return to university. May is no longer as happy as before. worrying about what will happen if Lin leaves. Zeo takes Ji out for lunch to thank her for helping him during the election. He remembers she likes strawberries and orders them. They revisit memories of the past, Ji winning second prize for her painting and crying from emotion, and Zeo comforting her. The next day, she had even proposed to him while he was eating lunch, shocking him so much that his food got stuck in his throat. They recall other memories, Ji accidentally knocking him unconscious during tennis practice and pushing him in the rain. Zeo had grown afraid and asked her to stay away, as every time she used to approach him something bad happened to him, which eventually led her to go to America as an exchange student. They laugh, feel guilty, and decide to start fresh. Soon, the New Year holidays arrive. Lin doesn't want Mei to leave, but she goes to her village to spend time with her father. Mei stands outside her father's Chinese medicine store. Her father holds her hand and asks, "So you already have a boyfriend?" Mei changes the subject. "Why don't you go make some food?" Meanwhile, Lin's mother texts him, saying they are on a business trip and will try to return before New Year. Lin receives a call from Mei, saying her father found out about their relationship and didn't like it. She teases, "Get ready, your father-in-law will scold you a lot." Lin replies, "My parents are away. I'll be alone for New Year. Can I come there?" Mei refuses, remembering something Lin's mother had told her. The next day, Lin keeps messaging Mei, saying his father is sending him to America. Mei doesn't reply. She is busy at the shop, cleaning the house, and falls asleep from exhaustion, forgetting everything. Lin waits anxiously and becomes sad. Han notices and says, "What's wrong? If she's ignoring you, go find her. You can go to her village and talk to her." The next day, Lin finds Mei's village address from a file at the club and goes there. He sends her photos and videos of the town. Mei replies, "You must have taken these from the internet. There's no way you could get tickets to come here." But Lin has already arrived. Before he reaches her, Chin appears, seeking revenge for the camera incident. Lin arrives just in time to save Mei. Chin tells him she's not an honest person. She always lies. Lies only bring pain and leave. Lin is about to ask Mei when her father arrives. When Lin tries to reveal that he is Mei's boyfriend, Mei lies and says he's just a classmate here for medicine. Her father invites Lin in for dinner and wine. He explains that Mei's mother died when she was young and that he raised her alone. He plans to give her the pharmacy business in the future. Lin stays at a hotel that night. The next day, Chin returns, but this time Mei bravely stands up for herself and starts beating him. Lin arrives as well, and Chen's goons beat Chin badly. Mei's father treats his wounds, and Chin says he will leave early the next morning. Mei stays awake, wondering whether she should confess her past. In the morning, Mei sees Lin leaving. She asks him to stay until New Year, but Lin leaves after wishing her a happy New Year. On the way, Mei's father explains to Lin that Mei's lies came from her difficult past and that her intentions were never bad. Lin remembers all her lies but forgives her, realizing she only wanted happiness for everyone. Mei promises, "Even if you go to America, I will find you." Lin replies, "My love is here, so why go there?" Mei finally explains her past. She used to be honest, but one lie protected her from Chin. When Chin later discovered the truth, he tortured her badly. Later, Black entered her life and changed everything. Though she was afraid to go to school, she studied to escape her past. Lin understands Mei and returns home. He celebrates New Year with his parents. His mother tells him that Mei had shared his sadness with her and assures him that they will spend more time together. His father also decides not to send him abroad. When college reopens, Mei apologizes to her friends and reveals the truth about Chin and her lie. Meanwhile, Ji messages Mei that Black's identity has been revealed and his contract temporarily cancelled. Mei rushes to the manager, but she laughs and reassures her that it's only to create a new contract for season 3. Lin tells his friends about his identity. Han feels hurt that Lin didn't tell him earlier. Black finally appears publicly. Mei stands by him. Zeo chooses Ji, and Hua and Han are happy together. Season 3 of Black launches, and Mei reads it quietly on the same bench where she first saw Lin in episode 1. Lin arrives, kisses her, and they play together on the beach. The beautiful drama ends here. If you enjoyed this drama, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more videos. Until then, goodbye.